We're working for you. We are digging into new details in the carrier deal and what Trump's potential policy plans could mean for other Indiana manufacturing jobs. RTV6's Jason Fechner is here.
Good evening, Erica. Good evening, everyone. We are joined by Professor Mohan Tatikonda from the Kelley School of Business. Professor Tatikonda, thanks so much for being here. And let's follow up on what Raphael was talking about just there. In this global economy right now, Indiana leading the nation in manufacturing, do these manufacturers need these incentives and tax breaks to stay competitive and keep those jobs here?
Manufacturers have to have certain strategies that allow them to remain competitive, and particular strategies that help them maintain a high-wage manufacturing type workforce. We're really actually very fortunate in Indiana. As was pointed out, this is a top state for manufacturing, but a lot of people forget that because every day we need fewer people to get the same amount of work done, and that frees up folks. We need to have a sustainable policy around that.
We talked about it before we came on air together. We heard it from the union worker there as well. Still, not a lot of specifics have been discussed about this deal. However, any indications about Trump's economic policy, trade policy going forward that you have picked up now in the last few days?
I have picked up very little. Mr. Trump said today that this isn't just about carrier, and so that suggests that there is a framework or a philosophy or a policy that might be announced later, but we don't have any details on that. What we heard today was, in fact, made a beautiful day for a good number of carrier workers, but it was a spot solution. It's something for this facility at this time for a certain number of workers for a certain period of time. It does not address the underlying pressures that lead to reduction of manufacturing and other high-wage jobs.
Many of the president-elect supporters will, of course, say that he's still not in office. Those policy plans could still come forward, but we do have hundreds of Hoosier workers that are still losing their jobs despite this deal. What does that mean for them? What does this country have to do a better job at to make sure that they don't have to worry about unemployment down the road?
A very complicated subject. One is, do the workers matter? Are corporations supposed to maximize returns to shareholders? And is that at odds with worker welfare and employment? That needs to be figured out. The other thing is, why do companies choose to, not all, some do, but not all, to compete on minimizing costs and squishing every penny out of their products? It's very difficult to keep in that to compete in that environment, and those are the kinds of activities that logically move to lower cost labor locations. Instead, there are companies, and we have many of them in central Indiana and throughout Indiana, that compete on providing special products with high levels of innovation and features that competitors don't provide, responsiveness and customization, and products like those garner higher margins, which allow for hiring higher wage workers, and you need them to make those kinds of products.
Quickly, hundreds of Hoosier families obviously grateful, especially for the holidays now, knowing that they will keep their jobs into the foreseeable future. This does serve as a wake-up call, though, to a lot of people in some of these shrinking professions in certain manufacturing sectors that they need to broaden that range.
Absolutely, and this is a wonderful opportunity for a better national discourse about this.
Professor Mohan Tatikonda from the Kelley School of Business, great to see you. Thanks so much for being here today.
My pleasure.
Erica.